Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to a special show tonight. We've got, just 4 days until we get to Heroes Con. And I thought we'd have a really fun show tonight by bringing in some people who are going to be at Heroes Con. And maybe some of you have met some of these gentlemen before. Some of them you haven't, but you're going to get to meet them all at Heroes next weekend if you're going. So I'm not going to leave these guys in the green room. Let's bring them in. Geoff Martin, you're already familiar with. We've met Geoff several times. We've got Bobby Angus as well from the shop. Who you've been to Heroes before, right, Bobby? So I think some people going to the show have probably met you there before.
Yep, I believe this is gonna be my third Heroes. It's Geoff and I at the beginning of the year were talking about shows we want to do, and I was like, "We're doing Heroes. This isn't even like a negotiation."
Wise choice. Yeah, that is the best show to go to for OA collectors. That's for sure. I mean, I guarantee there will be at least 300 CAF members there this weekend. So it is the best, place to be as far as getting original art. They have the biggest artist alley. I mean, and the least congested, largest one. You think New York does a good job, but Charlotte and Heroes does a fantastic job. So,
yeah, I was looking at the list. I'm like, my wallet's going to be very mad at me in the coming weeks.
I know. I'm always surprised when I go and I take a look at their guest list and I see that it just keeps scrolling, right? It just is never ending. So again, that's awesome. We need, we certainly need more shows like Heroes out there. Shelton does a great job with it. I mean, you get an art auction on Saturday. They did drink and draw on Friday. It's never ending. It's a never ending art fest. So I love it. But hey, we do have two artists to join us as well. So I'm going to bring them both in as well. We've got Eryk Donovan and Josh Hood. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
How's it going, guys?
It's going really well. So like I mentioned at the start, all of you are going to be at Heroes. And I think, is there another artist that's going to be at Heroes too? I forget.
Yeah, we're gonna have Matt Gaudio with us as well. When we were talking before we put out feelers for this, we didn't hear back. So Eryk and Josh were two of the first guys to respond, so we wanted to make sure we got them in.
Awesome. Yeah. So well, yes, the Baltimore show is good as well, Paul Dunn. I guarantee you that. I've been to that show a few times, but Heroes is still probably the best one in the country, at least is my opinion. People in Baltimore probably feel a little differently. But yeah, so
hello, Merez Galucky. I see the chat in the corner. I'm probably not going to follow it too much while I'm drawing, but I'm going to try and keep an eye on it. So
exactly.
I forgot about the chat. Now I got to look in two different directions. I mean, I should just move my camera. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I did forget to tell everybody that. Take it off the private chat because nobody private chats while we're in the show unless there's an emergency. Switch it over to the comments and you can see what bad things people are saying about you or good things. So
I'm sure it's bad if it's about me.
Oh man, but yeah. So like I mentioned at the beginning, you guys are all going to be there. Part of the reason we thought this was a good time for to do this show was because you guys are taking some PreCon commissions. We can start. You've probably been doing that even prior to tonight's show, but you have the opportunity to take some during the show tonight. And one thing we wanted to make sure everybody knew is that in most cases these commissions will get delivered at the show, even if you take them tonight or even in any of the days leading up to the show, they can probably get them done depending on how many they end up getting. I should let everybody know that I did put a link in the show description as well, so you can better than like trying to claim a commission in the chat, you can just go right over to Geoff's and Bobby's website and go to the commissions page, browse everything there, and choose your commission right off of the site and send them an email through that. It's probably, would you guys agree, is going to be the easier way to claim or set up a commission with you guys?
Yeah, we find it very straightforward. The one thing we will add is everyone always asks like my character request. We always like to email people afterwards so they have a direct point of contact versus like just emailing an inbox and hoping for the best. So if you place your order, give me about like 24 hours tops to get back to you guys. Geoff and I both do have day jobs that sometimes are a little bit more demanding than we want them to be. So we just ask for a little bit of leeway with the response time.
There you go. And because I know on your site's pretty nice in that you can configure things like picking the size, maybe the number of characters, whether it's got a background or not, and the price changes based on what you're picking. So that makes things very easy for somebody trying to figure out what they want to spend and whom they want to spend it with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We try to make it as easy, as possible for everyone taking a look at the website. One of the artists we work with, Ken Torme, used to be an art director. So when he was one of the first artists we brought up, and one of the things he always said is, you're going to lose somebody within the first like 5 seconds. You need to make sure everything's seamless and easy. So that was something we really tried to implement into the site from the beginning.
No, that's a wise way to go. I can say that I've not programmed that for any of the reps that I work with, so I can take a few lessons from what you guys did. It is a very smart way of doing it. I want to talk to Josh since he's never been on the show before. But why don't we just at least show like the main commission examples and pricing as a base for both Eryk and Josh, since we've got them on here today. Let's see. I guess I can go ahead and start with. We'll go ahead with Josh's. Now I know with Josh's, I'm showing images that have backgrounds on them. These essentially at the base price are without backgrounds, but I think there's probably examples up on your website. So you've got a 9x12 single character commission option, which starts at $80 and goes up from there based on complexity on the 9x12, and then you also have an 11x17 option as well, right? That has that starts off with no background, but starts at $200. Very fair price on both of those, and again, you get to configure it as you see fit.
Yeah, Josh has really been slaying these commissions. I feel like every time I talk about one of our guys' commissions, there's always like one piece I can point to that I'm like, I'm really mad that I let this one go out the door. And that Josh Hood Batman piece with him, it's Batman Year One, him hanging on the ceiling. I was so mad I let that one out the door.
And those are the ones, Bill, when I check with Bobby, are you sure they paid? Are you sure they paid in full? We have their address. We have everything. Fine, I'll ship it out. I wish you would bag out at the last minute. And they're like, I'll take it. I'll buy that one.
I do know how that goes now that I've been helping like do some artist fulfillment. It's nice to see the art, and then it's sad to send it away.
Yeah.
I scan it before it goes.
This is to give you a funny story. I mean, I did a show with Kevin Nolan on Saturday, right? And he took a few commissions.
Man.
And it was a great interview, really fun chatting with him. But the 6 commissions he got, I said, I guarantee you they're all going to be Doctor Strange or Batman. And there wasn't one Batman, and there was only one Doctor Strange. And that was with taking 6 waitlistings. So that just shows you that.
Did he have any Hulks? Can I ask?
There was no Hulk, not a single Hulk in the request. But I just thought that was funny. It's like you never know what you're going to get when you. So you guys see it all the time, getting commission requests. They're not always like for the standard characters. I mean, they're all cool. Kevin was actually really intrigued by pretty much all of them. He was like, "Oh, that's never done that one before." He's like, "That's cool," but I'm glad I didn't bet him any money, because I was like, "Oh yeah, they're all going to be Doctor Strange for sure." So I mean that's got to be a part of it too, right? Sometimes you get a character request, you got to like run it by the artist, make sure they're cool with drawing that character too. So it's all part of the rep business. So let me show Eryk's options too here. So I think I used the same images from the show we did before. These are 6x9 single character busts at $125. I got a couple of these last time the show was on. Thank you very much. And also you have a 9x12 single character option at $300. So
that'll have some kind of design element or background. They're not just going to be a character floating in space for that 9x12 style.
There you go.
For the question in the chat, yes, they will be sketching at the show.
Yes,
we'll take a list there. Yeah.
I was just gonna.
Yeah, I've already had a few people let me know that they're planning on getting sketches, and I'm not sure. It's always best if you're interested in a sketch seriously to get there early and get in, because if I end up with a lot, I don't like to take things home. I will. I've done it in the past, but I try not to at conventions. I try to get them all done at the show so that you have something to leave with. So especially if you're only going to be there for one day, or if you have something larger or more complex, or you want to get multiple pieces, all of that are good reasons to get there earlier. Either way, I think I'll probably be taking sketches every day, but if the list fills up significantly early on, I can't make promises past, the folks who get there early. So.
And if you have a sketchbook, get there as soon as possible, because I used to run 6 to 8 sketchbooks per show. I did that at Boston one year before they sold it to Fan Expo, and it's exhausting, but you got to get it there early because otherwise you're waiting on it.
Yeah.
Until it's done. So try to get the sketchbooks in early if you can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always try to make those a priority, but if I have multiple ahead of time, especially if there are folks who aren't going to be there for the whole weekend, like they're still gonna, it's still a level of first come, first serve. So I want to do as much for everyone as I can. I've usually been very good about doing, anywhere from 10 to 20 sketches at a Heroes Con show or more. But, again, like the earlier you get there, the better. So
I love working on sketchbooks because you can flip through and see what other people have done. Usually they're themed, like Captain America or
Lord of the Rings villains. I had one that was great.
Right.
Yeah. It's always nice.
Well, and just seeing the other people who are in there too, and like all the amazing art that whoever that collector is has been getting in that book, and it's phenomenal to see.
So, Geoff and Bobby, do you flip through the sketchbooks that get left behind? When they're not being drawn in, just to see what else is there.
Yeah, I always if someone asks for someone to do a sketchbook, I'm always very keen to see who's in it. And I think to Eryk and Josh's point, their artists get excited when they see who's in it before them. I have a sketchbook of my own that I'm circulating. I have a almost 2-year-old, and during the first 10 months of his life before he developed an interest in television, I would just be able to watch anime with him. So I'm doing a sketch from every show we watch together. So people look through sketchbook and this person did this and this person did it, and then they're like, oh, now I really got to actually draw you something really nice. I'm like, all right, guys, that's a win for me then.
It's always good to put a little pressure on the artist by having a few good pieces up front, right?
Yep, exactly. I got a Sean Murphy Cowboy Bebop right in the front page, so everyone sees that as soon as they open it.
Not fair.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
His Cowboy Bebop art is something special for sure.
So, is that going to be at the show, Bobby, or do you not bring your sketchbook with you when you're working?
Yeah, it is. Sean Crystal did a piece for me in it, and I had to go pick it up from Jason because he was like, "Can I just mail it to you?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. You're not mailing this."
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't think I'd want to do that either. So, hey, Josh, like I mentioned, I've never got the chance to talk to you before. So tell me a bit about yourself.
I started drawing for Marvel and DC when I was 22 years old.
So just a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, it's just 5. Yeah, I was working in the Spider-Man office under Ralph Macchio. It was easy stuff. I worked on Sensational Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, Ghost Rider, The Flash, Justice League, Superman, Man of Steel, and then in the early 2000s, the industry just tanked, and I was pretty terrible, so I was out. And I was designed for 10 years, but I loved the work so much that I came back and happened to hook up with Matt Rosenberg and did We Can Never Go Home, and I've been kind of working steady ever since then.
What are you currently working on, Josh?
I'm doing an original graphic novel called War Gods that's not going to be out probably until next year, and I've got 2 or 3 different Kickstarter books that are about to be Kickstartered, but they're still, you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got done with Star Trek Resurgence through IDW. I've done a lot of Star Trek stuff in the last couple of years.
Hell yeah.
So what was it like working for Ralph?
He was the sweetest man in the world.
Yeah.
He was so nice. Every time you meet him, he always knew your name. Not everybody did. They didn't care. But Ralph knew you. Come in, sit down, have a seat. How you been? How are you doing? always had time to talk to you. The only time I ever met Stan, I was sitting in Ralph's office, and Stan like popped his head in. Hey, Ralph, we're going to lunch later, right? And then oh, hey kid, how's it going? How do you win? I never said a word because I was flipping out. But yeah, Ralph was the best.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's one of the people at Marvel that I don't think we've ever really even talked about. There's so many different art directors and editors that come up in conversation, but Ralph is one of those people that, I think he made a big impact on Marvel, but yeah, I don't think we've ever really talked about him. Which is a shame. I saw a comment in here for Eryk. Ronald Shepard said that he wanted to give you a shout out, Eryk, because you did a nice Jack Burton Big Trouble in Little China commission in one of his 10x14 sketchbooks.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that was one of the first paintings I think I'd ever done. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did some covers for Big Trouble in Little China, so I was very, very, excited to revisit the property for a sketch like that. I had a lot of fun with it.
So, Josh,
also, hello, Ron.
What's that, Eryk?
Just hello, Ron. Good to see you.
Yes, Ron is a regular in the chat on many shows out there, and he's always he's a big supporter. He gets a lot of commissions, sketch covers. I'd say he's one of the better patrons of this hobby. From just definitely on the virtual standpoint as far as picking things up from a lot of the online shows. So kudos to Ron for doing that. He's definitely his collection has benefited greatly for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's got a very good collection.
So, Josh, how many do you do shows a lot? I mean, is this since you've come back?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of traveling. I really liked Seattle. MegaCon was a lot of fun in Orlando. I haven't been in a few years. I hear it's gotten more sort of like big name stars sort of come in and suck all the energy out of the place. You pay $50 for a photo kind of a thing.
Most shows are like that now. It's true. But yeah, no, MegaCon is like that though. I went there a couple months ago. It feels a lot like San Diego or New York now. It's just that many people there. I think they had 160,000 attendees here, which is just nuts.
That's a crowd.
Yeah. You got to allocate 2 or 3 hours to get out of the parking lot.
I've only done San Diego once, though.
Mm-hmm. Recently or back in the day?
This would have been 2001 or 2. I think it was 2002. But New York, I've gone maybe every other year for the last decade or so.
No, I mean, it's I like their Artist Alley. I mean, I know it's been changing a little bit the last few years, but at least it's part of their focus.
At least it's Eryk.
I like New York a lot. I'm hoping to see everyone in New York this year.
I might go. I'm not going to San Diego this year. So I felt like I have to go to one of the big shows every year. So New York should be it this year. What about you, Geoff and Bobby? You guys go to New York or San Diego a lot?
I don't do San Diego, but I live in New York, so I experience New York every day. Or I live outside New York, work in New York, so I experience New York every day. But yeah, I've been going. I think I only missed like 2 years. 1 year was the year my son was born because of the state of the world, and the other year I believe the person I used to always go with would decide to move to Australia for like a year, so I didn't have anyone to go with, so I skipped. But I'm a regular person at New York.
And I've never been to San Diego, but I try to get to New York as many years as I can. Probably the past 6 years, I've probably been there 4. I plan on going this year, but my wife's traveling the end of that weekend, so I'm actually just doing Thursday. So I'll be there to kind of visit and see people and say hi, but just very briefly, just for one day, and then heading out on Friday. But yeah, it's a killer Artist Alley.
Yeah, it is. It's good, and I liked how It used to be in like the back corner of the center, and now they moved it downstairs, which is so much better. Like the back corner wasn't air conditioned, and it was just everyone was just sweating profusely. It was miserable.
See, I haven't been there since they moved it downstairs. I only went to the one where it was miserable.
Downstairs is nice now. It's air conditioned. You generally have space every day except for Saturday. It's pretty good. I will give Reed Pop the credit they deserve.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
good. So here's a question that gets asked semi-regularly when we have a commission show on of some sort. Samuel Rojas wanted to know from Josh and Eryk your weirdest sketch request that you've ever gotten, that you can talk about.
Josh, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, there's always like Poison Ivy's feet, that kind of stuff. It's just like, maybe.
I would not, to be clear, say that this I would call weird, but I would say that it was unusual and very memorable. And there is a fellow, this is some years ago, probably in 2012 or 2013, but he had a sketchbook like we were talking about earlier, and he would collect drawings of him kicking zombies in the crotch. So what he basically commissioned me to draw was just him kicking a zombie in the nuts. And it was like, one of my first conventions, so I had no idea what to expect. And I did it, and I think it was pretty fun. It was certainly very, a very unique request. I've also heard of plenty of kind of like weird or creepy kind of ones that, I don't usually tend to take those things if people come along with something like that. It's just like, oh, I'm not really interested in drawing that. But certainly something unusual is still fine. I have definitely had some friends get some very strange requests of, dripping ice cream and things like that are sort of, unusual. And you just say like, okay, what are you really asking for here, friend? But by and large, I think I've tried to always be very kind of open and clear with people about the types of drawings I'll do for them. And also just I don't think I usually make the type of work or carry myself that I get too many people anymore at this point in my career asking me for things that would, really kind of rub me the wrong way. But early on, definitely, there's always these kind of folks trying to field the new artists at a show for, what they can get them to draw for them. So,
I can see somebody doing a in the hobby, within our hobby here, doing like a punk episode where they they grow a beard specifically for that show, and they take a sketchbook and they try to come up with the weirdest requests per artist, just to see which artist
sign me up. I will happily.
And then they'll
do
film
that.
it, of course, the whole time, and then show off the results. And just, but it'll be interesting to see the yays and nays and the people who push themselves slowly back from the table,
right,
and to leave. It could happen. I could see it.
I think we should do that at Heroes this weekend.
Kaiser, I don't think I remember that one. I've heard of different odd ones though, but that one I don't think I've heard of before. The idea of kicking a zombie in the nuts though is a way, that can't be the way you disarm it, or kill it.
Right.
That's like a way just to momentarily confuse
Show
it.
dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Show dominance, exactly.
Tells you a lot about that guy's psyche, for sure.
He had some pretty fun drawings in there that were good to look at, So it was a fun sketchbook to be a part of. I saw him years later, he came back. He's like, I don't know if you remember me, but look, and I was like, oh shit.
No, that's funny, man. That's Well, that's cool though. But it's a weird place for you to start at, though. It's all downhill after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Marcus is drawing feet in the chat for us. Thank you, Marcus.
Do we owe him $300 now?
I'm drawing those feet for $300.
Yeah.
It's just
feet.
Just feet.
Just feet.
Yeah, well, don't be surprised if you get some odd requests now this weekend. That should be.
I
don't know if you've read my book heavy, but there's certainly some kind of odd drawings in that. So there's going to be a point where there's going to be a certain level of oddity that I will entertain. But again, it's always artist's choice. So.
Now, do you guys get that a lot? I see it seems to happen like because I do these mystery sketches, right? And people have to request their character, and so I see all those. We had over I think we had like 100, almost 130 ordered this time around, and maybe 3 of them were artist's choice. So it's a very low percentage. But when you're at shows, how often do you guys get asked to kind of do whatever you'd like?
Everybody always comes with an idea. Yeah. I can't think of it happening at all for me.
I was gonna say,
I've had a couple here and there, usually there's like Josh said, there's usually a character in mind at least. I just always kind of, hold if as long as it's not anything that I feel to be something that I really don't want to draw, I'm going to be fine to do it. But I do kind of hold that choice or right to refuse or whatever. Speaking of the kind of like more unusual requests, but yeah, I've mostly had folks interested in characters that they know or love ahead of time. But every now and again, I've had folks just kind of say like, hey, maybe here's a character or a concept, but I really just want you to play with the idea. And that's always fun.
That makes a lot of sense. I just noticed, Josh, you have a Pac-Man machine in the background.
Yeah, you like that?
I do. I mean, and obviously we have the cap shield in common as well. But here, I've got to go full screen. What else have you got back there that you've got?
Doc Samson, 13-inch Doc Samson. Here's the Hercules bobblehead from Funko. The collected official handbook, the Marvel Universe. What else is in here? I've got a Battlestar Galactica Viper back there. I got a lot of garbage.
What's your favorite Funko that you have, Josh?
I have the collected Critical Role Funkos. I don't have a ton of them. I got the Hercules one just because I saw it and it was a spur of the moment kind of thing. But the Critical Role Funkos I've got over here.
That's pretty cool. I think the Critical Role folks are going to be at Rose City Comic Con here in Portland in September, if I remember correctly, which is pretty cool.
There's a question for you both. Do either of you collect art too? I mean, do you or have a few pieces that you've gotten from other collectors or other artists?
I do.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your?
Oh yeah. I think one of the first pieces that I got was a Sean Murphy from his very first Constantine fill-in, where he did like 1 or 2 issues in a run before he did the miniseries. That's a cool page. Some of his like early art when he was just getting into the really scratchy, splashy style, but he still had a lot of the kind of thick, more cartoony styled lines, like the animation style, like he'd been doing early in his career. And then along with that, they also sent me the prelim for the cover for, I think, the 4th issue of that Constantine book. And that was the real gem for me. I loved the page, but the prelim was really special. It's an ink sketch he did. It looks like it probably took him like 10 or 15 minutes, but it's just really expressive. Going about. I mean, it certainly could have taken him longer than that, but it's fun to see just how much of the design followed through from the original concept into the final, and also things that he had ideas for in that prelim. I've got a few. You mentioned Sean Crystal. I have a few of his pages from Phantom X and Batman, and I have a few Eryk Kennedy pieces, and I have a bunch of art that I mean, I've really been collecting art for as long as I've been going to Comic Cons. I have some like early Matteo Scalera stuff, and I love it. You know, I always want to get art at a show. Last time I was at Heroes Con, actually, I got some pieces from Atlas Obscura that Yannick Paquette did with Carl Story inking it.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, those were really cool. So just kind of stuff like that. I honestly would have to like really dig through and see what all I have, but just, those are a few off the top of my head.
How about you, Josh?
I got a couple of Brian Hitch pages from the Authority, some early Authority.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I'm a big all the Brits, Alan Davis, Brian Hitch, Boland. You know, I don't have any Boland's work. I've got a sketch from Alan Davis, but it's like in a file folder right now. I won't bring it out because it started to yellow a little bit. What else have I got? Ben Caldwell. I'm a big fan of Ben Caldwell, and his stuff is always so affordable. You can like buy 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, and they're just so alive. Great. They're so dynamic and great with just a few lines.
Yeah, his pencil sketches especially are just really exquisite.
I've been snagging up a bunch of Ben's pencil sketches and then been asking people to ink them to like flush them out a little bit. They turn out really nice.
That's awesome.
I'm here in Atlanta, so there's a lot of Atlanta guys. I've got a couple of pieces from Brian Stelfreeze, always, you know, I've got a super duper quick sketch from Adam Hughes. It's just like 3 lines, but I keep it. I love it. What else have I got? Maybe a few other odds and ends here and there.
Well, not too bad. I don't have a Stelfreeze yet in my collection, so I'm jealous of that. And I don't have anything by Hitch, let alone Authority. Well, I have a Quitely Authority page, but a Hitch page would be pretty sweet to have too. Are
they all gone? They've all been sold out?
Well, they don't come up very often for sale. That's the problem. You know, from anything from that run, really. I mean, you just don't see it too often.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of fans of Authority there.
Didn't they announce the Authority's getting a movie or a TV show or something too?
It's got to be part of the next Superman movie.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm sure that's gonna drive demand even more.
It was teased with the James Gunn announcement.
Got it.
Exactly. I mean, it's hard to imagine, right? I remember because didn't Brian post something like, "I didn't know anything about this." So, you know, he didn't seem. Well, you know, who knows what'll happen by the time it gets out? But yeah, no, that's awesome. I think it's great when artists collect. You know, like I mean, I'm sure you kind of like to look at the work that goes into the pages as well. But I mean, you have an appreciation for the medium as well. So it's just, you know, I can't see how most artists don't want to collect or have a few things in there, you know, keepsakes, things you picked up from people who you admire. Like you were mentioning, Josh, if you could get something from Bolland, you'd be happier than heck, right?
Oh my God, yes, but it's way too expensive. There's no chance I'm ever gonna. But I mean, a lot of these guys also they'll do like little, you know, sketchbooks, or at least they used to. And so I also have sort of a large collection of those. And those kind of scratch that itch a little bit, but you can't really put them on the wall, which is what I want. I want a studio just full of stuff.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take long once you start buying. You know, I mean, you know, Bobby's room, you know, is a little bare, but I know, but give him time, everybody. He just got there. Remember, when I moved down here, it took me 4 months to hang something up.
Yeah, they're all hiding. All the stuff I need to hang is hiding behind that fridge. So it's gonna get there eventually.
How's the boy, Bobby? Is he doing well?
Oh man, he's in the no phase. It's so hard.
Oh boy.
But he's awesome. I love him.
That's great.
Every day is an adventure with him.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you asking.
Paul says it should not be behind the fridge, but that's okay.
No, I agree with Paul on this one, but we were talking about it before with the new house. You're like, there's no way I have 8 things to do next weekend, and then it's like, oh my god, I have 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hanging art is like last on your list. I know.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Well, you were talking about that earlier. I've been living in my apartment for like 3 years, and I've literally put up like maybe a fifth of the art that I have. Like, it's just sitting in boxes. Like, one of these days,
Jason Harris had a question for Josh and Eryk, though.
Yes, I have that one starred. Here we go. Josh and Eryk, do you prefer traditional or digital?
What's it look like?
For production, it's got to be digital because otherwise I couldn't keep up with the deadlines. I need the perspective tools. I need the 3D modeling tools. You can't get away with just doing a square and a couple of hatch lines to indicate bricks now. They have to have some texture to them, and you just can't do that. I find I can't do that traditionally fast enough to get a book out on a regular basis. But I certainly
I do all my pages traditionally. I use a digital pencil for layouts for published work at this point, but that's about it. That was years in coming, just because too many people told me like this will make your life so much easier. But yeah, I mean, if I could still just draw entirely pen and paper from scratch like I did for my first 3 or 4 books, like I still would. And I still could. I just like Josh said, those things make your life easier, so I take advantage of them. But everything's always got an ink on paper finish. I don't know that will ever change. So I hate digital inking for myself. It doesn't work the way that I want it to. And ultimately, you don't have a piece of art after it. It's just a drawing on the computer. And
yeah.
So, everything I do, I always do at least traditional inks for at a bare minimum. But
well, makes sense. I mean, we're all here because we love being able to buy traditional pieces and add them to our collections and that sort of thing. And but I get the need for for speed. At the end of the day, to get things done.
Absolutely.
I mean, some artists can get a couple books done in a month when they do everything traditional, and they're not too worried about traditional sales. And that's everybody's going to have their own approach, and that's. It is what it is. It's the more tools evolve, the more you'll see artists change the way they work. And you see a lot of guys that do their, like you had mentioned, Eryk, your prelims digital, and then they print those out on blue line and ink from that. It's pretty much anything is valid these days as long as you can make your schedule.
Yeah. I don't make my schedules right now, but I make something cool. So that's about all I've got going for me.
So, I did want to ask you guys, when you get into town, are you going to be in on Thursday or you get in on Friday?
Thursday.
I am Thursday as well.
Yep.
Are you going to that kickoff party?
Probably.
I expect to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my flight takes off at 4:55, and I'll probably get to the hotel by 7. So.
Oh hell yeah! You're talking evening, right?
Yeah. I got an in-person meeting that I have to be at on Thursday morning, so I'm like literally going in the city to turn around to take a plane. It's very corporate.
Well, good.
It's hard being an important guy.
I know, right? It's just so hard being me, Eryk.
Well, I'll probably be there until at least 11 or 12. Well, thereabouts. Awesome. I don't know. I'll say 11, but it depends. But it'll be a good time because there's at least I'd say probably 100 art collectors will be there. So a good
Yeah.
opportunity to kind of meet some old friends and make some new ones, and probably even line up some work or whatnot. But it's going to be a good time. And it's a giant, it's like a retro arcade with pinball machines and Pac-Man machines, Josh. I mean, you're going to feel right at home.
Right on.
Josh is going to set the high score on every machine, I hear.
Yeah. You don't want to play Pac-Man with Josh.
This is how I break up the day, You got to get up and move around. I might as well play some Galaga. This thing's got Dig Dug on it. Come on.
I could never get too far on Dig Dug back in the day. Mashing the button to blow up the creatures, just couldn't do it. But let's see. Jason wanted to know if you guys are taking commissions outside of Heroes, and I would assume that's probably true.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. You can even put it on the Heroes list, and we'd be happy to ship it out post Heroes. As Jeff shows, we have that's our website, geoffmart.com. You can drop us a note. We'd be happy to help you out.
It's true. I should have had we could have a scrolling ticker tonight showing that, but I put the URL back in the chat as well, so people got easy access to it. Maybe I will make a banner just so we can show it on the screen often enough,
like a CNN crawl.
Exactly.
Yeah. News.
I've got the power here. Let's see. I've never actually done this. Let's see what happens if I see.
Oh.
Instead of breaking news, you can just do broken news.
There we go.
Look at that. Now
we're in business.
But no, that's good to know. Yeah, it's something that, so if anybody wants a more involved commission, because I know with Josh, yours is labeled Josh Hood Heroes Con commissions, but people can make bigger requests. It might take a little bit longer than going to Heroes to have that to get it added to your queue.
That is correct. I am certainly not going to be taking any cover quality commissions this close to the show for a pre-sale. But as far as the smaller stuff, like you're saying, the head sketches and that sort of thing, happy to put you on the list.
Yeah, I'm just hopping over there now just to look at through. But yeah, you got a fair number of examples in both your commission galleries on there. So there you go.
Yeah, we just try to keep it updated as much as possible. We understand people's tastes are always changing, or people want to make sure they're seeing the latest samples. So we usually try to put the newer stuff towards the top and then some of the older stuff towards the bottom.
Very nice.
It's been great to me working with Jeff and Bobby. I don't get to draw on paper ever. And I just started, maybe 5 months ago, maybe a little less?
Yeah, I think the Comic Art Fans last November maybe was our trial. I guess we'll say that, the trial period.
Mm-hmm.
This is my main opportunity to actually put pen to paper, and I really enjoy it.
It's like riding a bike. It comes right back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stuff's killer, man.
I appreciate that.
So how has Comic Art Live been for you guys? I hate to say I don't pay enough attention to see how the shows go, but you always get some leads, right? I hope.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We always enjoy the show, and we're all over the place. We got guys in the UK, we got guys in Spain, we got people in South Africa, the West Coast, East Coast. So the virtual convention is a very appealing idea to us, because it just basically, we tell them, ship us whatever you guys want to sell, we'll take care of the rest, and it prevents Jeff or I from having to get on a plane and all that. So making our lives easier is a very, very appealing pitch to us.
And also filling the gaps in their schedules, like if Josh or Eryk or Kian or Rory or anyone else, they've got a month or two of downtime before their next project starts. Open up a commission list, get 4 or 6 or 8 commissions, fill those spots, keep them busy, keep the ink slinging, and batch ship to me, and then ship it out to everybody. It seems to work really well. So
Dustin,
who got the Batman one.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Dustin. That piece was very close to not making it to your house. We were both very jealous of that piece.
Bobby and I both.
Yeah, we're just like, are we sure we got to send this one out? Can we just send him his money back?
Well, that's good though, man. It's when you feel that way about the work that's going out. I mean, obviously that's awesome. Dustin, did that piece end up on Comic Art Fans? I hope so. I'll have to check out CAF later just to see. But yeah, no, that's awesome. So it's always good when you see stuff like that. I always like seeing people get commissions and being envious of them. Because it makes you think about what you could do, and it gives you an idea. Like if you were ever to commission that person, like what would you want to get from them after seeing the work that they've done for other people. Dustin does say it's on CAF. Good.
Yeah, I mean, all of our guys have been really good about this, and the way Geoff and I have always approached it is, if someone did something that we would feel upset about putting into our collection, we wouldn't feel comfortable sending it out the door. Luckily, we've never had that issue with any of our guys, but that's why I think we also try to iterate that to the guys in front, like, hey, look, people are, spending money. We want to make sure that they have a good experience throughout. Like, let's try and give them as best a piece as possible. So I think that's why Geoff and I are always so jealous every time we see a piece come across our desk, and we're like, are we sure we got to send this one out? Because I want it in my collection.
Yeah, for Paul, I think the Galactus was from I think Nathan Burr, and the Swamp Thing I think was from Jonas Sharp. Yeah, all the guys have been sending us art. That's just been, you have to pry it out of our claws. Although I will say, as saying earlier, I scan it all, because then at least I can make it my desktop screensaver, or keep it there so I can see it. Yeah.
Well, here I don't. Of course, I know this piece. So, yeah, I think we even featured this one on a CAF update because it was so awesome. So,
cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I can see why you were hesitant about sending it over to John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this was also like one of the first pieces that Josh did with us, and it was just like, are you serious, Josh? Like, where has this been? Like, let's like. So
yeah, it's very dope.
Very dope. It was just like the detail, the everything about
the pose, the backlighting. Yeah, it's sexy as fuck.
Yeah, no, this was awesome.
So, Josh, are you going to be doing pieces like that for all of your HeroesCon commissions?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what you got to get.
I was gonna say, Josh is probably killing us right now. He's like, now I have to draw this 100 times. It's like, what are you guys doing to me?
Sorry, I was setting the bar very high for everyone's expectations at Heroes, Josh. I apologize, but no, I mean this was phenomenal. I mean, I remember seeing it. I think I even remember saying, "Who's Josh Hood? Where's he been all this time?"
Yeah.
But me and this other guy do the reviews, and I think he picked this piece.
He's been training on the mountain.
That's right. But well, congrats, Justin. Yeah, that one is a beauty. I mean, that's pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, but even like some of the pieces that we sent in earlier, like the ones from Chris, I was like, oh man, like, do I really have to let this one go to Bill? Like, can I just keep this one? Chris, can you do another one real quick?
Yeah, nope, I get it. I totally get it. So hey, we've been at this for a little while. Want to do some? We can show some art. I mean, we have 15 pieces for sale. I know I mentioned to everybody in the newsletter that there were going to be 16 pieces for sale. But after I sent out the newsletter and I showed all the images that were out there, somebody wisened up and actually bought it. So that was why, hey, it happens.
Quick moves.
You want to erase the competition, you go to the source, and that's all fine. So we've got 15 pieces to show, some from Josh and Eryk, and a couple other of the artists from the website here. I do have I did them out of order. I hate to say, well, not totally out of order, but I do have them a little bit out of order because the first piece isn't by either Josh or Eryk, but after that they are. So let's see here. What did Jason just say? He says he may have to put in a request for something post Heroes after he saw that piece. That's true, Jason. You should.
Just feel free to shoot us a note. Happy to help you out.
Okay, let's go take a look at the slides here. And I'll let you guys talk about them when I show these. I know the first one's a 9x12 piece from Chris Wildgoose. It's a back row, of course, and it's priced at $50. And one thing we didn't talk about was shipping and handling, guys. I know I should have made a slide for that, but and it's probably on your website too. But what's your usual shipping and handling rates?
I will let Geoff talk about that since Geoff does all the shipping, because if I ship something, it's probably going to take forever.
Yeah, no, domestic is usually $20. We'll cover the piece plus insurance, especially across the country. Kind of gives us a little bit to play with for making sure stuff's fully insured. And then for international, depends on where you are. Usually a safe bet is $70 or $80 because it's just expensive to ship anywhere in the world now. But if you need an international quote, let us know. But domestic 20 will cover pretty much anything. And a lot of our buyers, what they'll do is they'll pick a few pieces and they'll wait and they'll say, wait until there's 2 or 3 pieces and then ship it. So they'll grab like, 3 different artist pieces and then I'll ship them all at once. So we can do that too.
Awesome. And as Mikhail just asked, yes, all the pieces can be picked up at Heroes that we're going to show tonight. That's correct, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my folio. They're in here.
Perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, you can pretty much save on shipping if and not pay a thing. If you're going to Heroes and you pick up any of these pieces tonight, you can just go by their booth. And do you know what your booth number is yet?
Yeah, 224 in Artist Alley. And Bobby, I think if they buy on the website, if they miss this and they buy it later off the website, there is a code. I think Bobby created Heroes or Heroes Pickup. Bobby can look it up. He did a code to zero out the shipping. So if you don't want to buy something online, you can do that and it just zeroes out that cost. Or ping one of us and Bobby can take PayPal.
And I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 212, 213, and 214 is going to be where Josh, myself, and Matt are stationed for most of the con. So
yeah, 213,
you've got two spots that will get you connected with us. If you want to come look at the portfolios and all that. So
yeah.
Geoff, do we still also have those the print that's hanging behind you? We have a
so it's a jam print, and we actually intentionally got 8 images out of 9. So we had the artist contribute JLA pieces, and so what we did is we made a print with 1 blank space down here for allow for remarks. So if people want to get one of those at the show, $10 for the print without the remark, and then $50 if you just want to remark down here by Eryk or Matt or Josh, and they'll be right behind us for table 224, which is kind of facing the left-hand wall, but they're all in a row. It goes Eryk 213, Matt 214, Josh 215. So we'll be right there in Artist Alley in row 200. That's the print. I brought plenty of those. So we got.
Awesome. I have not seen that as a concept before, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you probably get a lot of people that want to do that.
Yeah, we one thing I noticed, we get a lot of jam piece requests, and I'm just like, wouldn't it be easier if we just gave everyone a jam piece versus having someone put it together? So originally, I believe we offered this as anyone who bought something from us during Comic Art Fans November got a free one with their order. So you know what, Geoff, if we have enough, should we throw it in a free one if you pick up something at Heroes from this show?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so if you buy something from this show, we'll throw in a piece or a print, I should say.
Yeah, let us know you're at CAF Live, and we'll hook you up. There
you go. Well, I think everybody in the chat is always at CAF Live. They better be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus suggests you guys should offer a team jam option at the show. If they aren't busy, that would be something worth doing for sure.
I play a mean finger drums. If that's what you're talking about.
And I hate to say it, I've never been a savvy enough shopper to do the bundled shipping option where you just say, no, hold it, Geoff, or Bobby, don't ship it yet. I know I'm going to buy another one in a few months, and I want to save my $25 or $30 or something.
I'm a big proponent of the bundle shipping, so I respect anyone else who wants to do it.
Robert asks, was it an original jam piece that was for sale, or were they all just done kind of separately and you pulled them together to make the print?
So
they're mostly done digitally.
Yeah, they're mostly done separately. It was like, hey guys, here's an idea we have, and everyone's like, okay, I have deadlines, and I'm like, okay, just do it digitally, please. And they were able to quickly do it. So I don't think we have any actual original pieces of that.
No, I don't think any of these.
Yeah.
That Flash, I still have the Flash.
Oh, there you go. We got one.
Drawing, but
yeah, Sean is mostly digital. Kian Tormy's been mostly digital. I would check
Scott
with
Godlewski's
Rory.
digital.
Yeah, Scott's digital. Matt might have his Green Lantern, and Nate might have his Aquaman. So
yeah, I think Nathan might have scanned his Aquaman, drawn it physically, and then scanned it.
Well, there you go. So there isn't an original for that one, Robert, unfortunately.
That one would definitely have not made it onto the open market if we had the original.
All right. Well, let's we can show off some of Eryk's pieces because I do have 3 in a row for that. So at least I did something right when I was pulling these together. Lot number 2, and just so people know, you just if you want to claim a piece, you just type in the chat claim and the lot number. So claim and the number 2, and we know that you want to claim it, and we'll give you the email instructions after the show if you claim any artworks tonight. You know how to contact Geoff and Bobby so that they can set up things and arrange for pickup at Heroes if you're going to be there. So this is a Batman on 9x12 priced at $200, and in Eryk's very slick and you know, ethereal style. I love your work, Eryk. This is a great piece.
Thank you.
I love the graffiti on the wall and how you wrote. This is supposed to be like a Batman the Ripper. You said when you were doing it.
Yeah, that's the Ripper. I kind of was just like, it's not so much like he's a villain, right? But it's more the idea like if you were the villain, like the idea of him walking with one of his like, you know, batarang blades in his hand. I just had this idea of him coming towards you in an alley and just feeling like, oh, fuck. And that's kind of where I started with this. You know, his logo is a little abstract on his chest. I was just having fun with it, you know, the whole thing. But that's kind of how I like to approach a lot of the characters, is just try to find whatever is my own little bit of like personal swing on it, and still like capture a lot of the mood and the vibe of the you know, of the character themselves from their, you know, officially, you know, official stories or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, I like it. I love the background in this too. It's
Thank you.
Slick, draws your eye into Batman, of course, but it's, yeah, it's just really nice. And I love your signature, man. Yeah, I have to say, I always kind of look around and then I'm like, there it is. It's like practically part of the drawing.
I'm not super clever at hiding it, but I do like to try and make it feel like it is a part of the art rather than, you know, being sort of like pasted on top.
Well, you do a good job with that. Let's see here. So I will go ahead and just show the next one too. So we've got lot number 3 next. It's Catwoman on 6x9, priced at $80, and very. This one was fun, and I got 2 of these from the last show. I mean, I got to pick my characters, of course, but this very nice. Love your inking work. I love the technique you use on there. I mean, the very confident lines and all this stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is we you know, we always try to keep our, I guess I'll say, our ears to the ground. Is that the expression? And a lot of feedback we received towards the start of the summer was people were feeling that they were getting priced out of the hobby. So we tried to come up with a creative way to put more money in our guys' pocket, as well as put another option on the table for collectors. So we came up with this con season fundraiser for our guys to help them try and offset costs of coming over to a show, plane, hotel, whatever it may be. So we try to do themes every month. I've been slacking on following up with the guys on some of the stuff, but this one was from the first month with the Batman theme. So we had a lot of Batman. Eryk's like, I'm gonna go Catwoman, and like Bill was saying, I think he did a fantastic job. I really love that.
Yeah, they got a Poison Ivy too that we already sold.
Yeah, that's sold.
Someone wants a Harley Quinn at Heroes. Trust me, I'm in.
You're the guy. Well, how did the fundraiser and, you know, doing that stuff work? I mean, I remember when we were doing it.
So we kind of just put out like an email blast, letting people know that we were going to do it, and then as pieces were coming in, we would just give our email subscribers like a first look. If you want it, you can claim it. So we had a couple go that way. And then when the rest of the pieces went on sale, I think like out of 10 pieces, like 8 sold immediately. So there's still a couple pieces up there, this being one of them. And I think one from Scott Godalewski, excuse me, is still up there. We were going to do Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think Rory Coleman is sending a few pieces over, and I think Chris is going to send a few pieces over. So the next month we're going to do Flash, but I know it's been tough because a lot of our guys' schedules have been ramping up. So I always feel bad being like, hey, you know those 6x9s you told me you were going to do? Like, I know you have 4 deadlines. So we're trying to stay on top of it, but at the same time, we understand that our guys are been very busy.
Understandable. Well, we'll keep it going. I think we've got one more piece in here from Eryk, and that was that Chainsaw Man drawing. I still have yet to read this book, but one day I will. I promise.
It's wild.
That's what I've heard. I think my kids have read it.
Yeah, I watched the anime on the train. It's wild. Like the whole thing's just nuts, and I think Eryk really captured the essence of the book and the show. I think this was like considered the #1 book or anime for a few months at least, like most popular, we'll say.
Chains.
Oh, Eryk just dropped out. His connection must have blipped on him. He's out of the green room entirely.
Uh-oh.
And I keep looking at the blood, trying to see if there's something written in there. I feel like there is, but I can't quite make it out.
I just see his signature at the bottom right corner. Let me just give him a heads up to let him know that he dropped out. I hope he's not like talking to himself. I would feel bad.
That is true, because he's not looking at the camera. So see, look at it's so we're so filling the screen properly. That's amazing. Well, we'll look at some pieces by Josh, because I think we swing right over to Josh now.
Yeah.
And so lot number 5 is a 9x12 Spider-Man, obviously priced at $80. Everybody's favorite web slinger.
I saw the new movie last week. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
It just amazes me how they could keep finding ways to make Spider-Man so engaging, while not having to stick directly to the script.
I have not seen it yet, unfortunately. I don't think I'm going to get to go until after Heroes, and then I'll probably want to see the Flash first at that point. But I will make it eventually.
Oh, you mean the Batman movie?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yes, the
Michael Keaton movie.
I know. I have so many friends who are big Batman fans and art collectors, and I mean, I bet you they're all going on Thursday. Even if they're going to be in town for Heroes, I have a feeling they're going to squeeze it in one way or another. Yeah, Alberto's right. No one wants to see the Flash. All right, yes, that's true. But this is a great example, Josh, of your work. I know we're going to see a bunch of other pieces too, but this is nice. You definitely, I like your traditional skills, man. I mean, this is solid.
Oh, thanks.
Now I see this isn't signed though. Can people get it signed at Heroes if you pick it up there?
Yeah, if they like. I tend to not sign my work. It's not. I just never think about it.
That's how you know if it's a real flipper, if it's signed.
Josh never signs his work. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, Eryk has popped back into the green room. I've added Eryk back to the show. Welcome back, Eryk.
All right. Great. Hope y'all can hear me. Sorry about that.
You're good, man.
Yes, we can.
I am fairly technologically illiterate, so even simple actions tend to have dramatic consequences when it comes to my computer use.
Not a problem. I've been doing this for a while, and I still have issues quite regularly doing these things. All right, so 5. We've still got 5 out there. We'll take a look at lot 6. Another one by Josh, Miles Spidey. This is slick. Again, this is 9x12, priced at $80. I mean, anytime you got something that's edge to edge, it's always going to look good. I mean, I love the perspective on this, canting, everything like that, and you get miles like that. It's a great image, and for $80, that's practically a steal. We did our 9x12 mystery sketches at $200, so that just kind of tells you a lot there. I mean, this is a lot of art for the price.
Yeah, that's a steal right there. Like,
see, we're showing Spidey right now. Mike said you should do a Legion of Superheroes theme sometime, Bobby. Well, Jason has claimed this one. Thank you, Jason.
Nice, thanks, Jason. And Mike, I don't know if we would. For the 3 of you guys, I'd be happy to show you all the Scott Godaleski artist proofs that we have of Legion of Superheroes. I don't know if I could get enough buy-in for a jam piece though.
Now, Jason, are you going to be at Heroes? I guess that'd be a good question for Jason. And sorry, Mikhail, it was just behind Jason's claim as well. So thank you for that. But yeah, let us know, Jason, if you are going to be picking that up at Heroes. We'll get the email out for everybody so they know how to reach out to you. But always.
I think ML claimed lot number 1, the Batgirl by Chris. Wild Goose. I think he got that one. Yeah.
Am I missing some claims in the chat? I might be.
I think it was the first one to come in. That was a while ago.
Well, that's on my every once in a while a chat item does not show up in everyone's StreamYard. So I see that. Well, no, I scrolled up and I did see it. Then that was just my bad. I was too busy talking, guys. Sorry. See, that's why I need a spotter when I do some of the shows. Like my wife or my daughter will be in the background just to make sure I don't miss it, because I get carried away when I'm BSing and I don't miss it. So Mikhail, I apologize for that. And I guess that's why he asked about the pickup at Heroes, because I'm not smart sometimes. All right. Well, there we have it. So thank you for that. Claim was on the bat. Oh, okay. Got it, Mikhail. So I'm sorry. There we go. Mikhail was trying to claim the Josh Hood Batman piece. I think it's everyone.
Weren't we all?
Not a problem, Mikhail. Man. No problem at all. All right, let's keep this thing rolling then. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, hey, Sean's is here watching us, hanging out tonight. Hey, Sean.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
Those commission progress pieces the other day. Thank you for posting those.
Oh wait, there's your claim. It's in.
Mikhail, thank you so much. I wasn't trying to twist your arm or anything. It's an honest mistake, but thank you for that. And Mikhail is going to be at Heroes, so he'll definitely be picking that up. All right.
We'll have it.
Now we got lot number 7 next. We got the another piece by Josh, Venom on 9x12, and this one is priced at $80 as well.
Josh, you're in the pricing tonight.
Yes, exactly. And this is, and there are even more affordable pieces too. But yeah, this is again, it's awesome. Your inking is fantastic, Josh. Yeah, this is really nice. So, out of curiosity, Josh, I mean, did you mentioned that you've been doing digitally of late. I mean, like when you worked for Ralph and whatnot. I mean, what was your primary? What was the stuff that you're working on there, and what was your, I mean, I'm assuming you weren't digital at that point, so. Were you doing penciling, inking?
I was doing the penciling, and my main inker was a guy named Derek Fisher. I don't know if he's still
I know the name.
The basketball player?
Yeah, so it was pencils on board, but I was terrible at perspective. I was terrible at anatomy. Once I put the initial sketch down, I was very hesitant to sort of move characters in space, and that's something you can do so easily digitally now. So digital has just helped me correct a lot of really, really bad habits that I used to have.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely. That's part of why I moved to it for a lot of the published work with the pencils. Because because doing those layouts and being able to make those adjustments on the fly, I used to have to redraw a face or hell, replot an entire character in perspective if I like really egregiously fucked it up, and having that ability to just sort of like resize it in Clip Studio or whatever is really been a boon for sure.
All right, we got 7 still available. We'll take a look at 8 now. No, this is a Spider-Gwen.
I love this piece.
Yeah. Again, I love the perspective. It's edge to edge for a 9x12. That's pretty slick. Backgrounds, I think you're doing okay with backgrounds without needing to do them, digitally. I mean, it's okay. I think these are very well executed on this.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're fine for hand drawn. They're fine. They're not good.
Josh, you might be your own worst critic, but that's all right. We get it, man.
Somebody told me a long time ago, if you want to know like where you're really at, how good you are, put your piece inside of a comic and then like flip through somebody you like. But the guys that I liked were Brian Hitch, Alan Davis, Norm Brayfogle. God, these guys were just light years beyond me. So I've been whipping my own ass for 22 years now.
Well, it's you do a very good job. And Robert Berman, thank you for picking up Lot 8. We sincerely appreciate that.
Thanks, Robert.
And for Jason and Robert, you can let us know in the chat if you want to pick up at Heroes.
Thank you for the reminder on that one, Jeff. All right, we'll take a look at Lot 9 here. Another one from Josh. This one is Batman, of course. Now, is this 9x12 too? Because I remember the scan's a little bit narrower, and so I wasn't 100% sure. But you had this one at $50. So I wasn't clear, sure if I had the.
I think that's 6x9.
Is it 6x9?
Yeah, that one is.
Well, that's my bad. Or maybe I read the email wrong, Bobby.
I probably typed it wrong. It's definitely my bad.
All right, so this one's 6x9 at $50. We'll let everybody know that because I think I actually have the 1 or 2 other ones wrong then too, more than likely. But well, maybe not. I don't recall. Well, we'll find out when we get to them. You guys will correct me if I am wrong. So this is a 6x9. Robert Berman's confirmed he's picking up at Heroes.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, nice.
And Lee Parmenter, thank you very much. Claiming Lot 9.
Thanks, Lee.
You got a good Batman there.
Lee, are you picking up at Heroes?
Yeah, you're gonna. I don't know if Lee's gonna be at Heroes or not. I can't remember. We'll find out in a second. But yeah, these are nice. You get the full backgrounds here for the price. I think that normally you would not be having extensive backgrounds on them. So let's take a look at. Let's see, where are we at now? Lot 10. And you got a Storm here, and now I have 9x12. Is this 6x9 as well? I assume, right?
6x9.
6x9.
Man, I really swing. I was really. That meeting must have been real important today, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm kicking myself here. And Lee says he needs to get it shipped, so that's fine. Thank you, Lee. So 6x9 on this one, not 9x12. $40 is the price. Lot number 10 on Storm. Again, edge to edge on this piece as well. Josh, you don't like to leave any space on a page left open if you can help it.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like a character sort of by themselves.
We saw it, Jason. Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I even go so far as to edge the page with a black pen to so that you don't see any sort of like ghosts whispering at the edges. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, this is slick. I love, I love the little lightning coming out of her eye. You wouldn't want to mess with her. And Lee has also mentioned. See, Lee knows how to bundle. He is also asking for Eryk's lot number 3 on the Catwoman. That was a very
hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we yes. If you have to get these shipped, you don't bundling. It will save you on shipping. Almost better than traveling to Heroes and picking them up on your own.
Almost.
But then you don't get to have a drink with Geoff and I.
That is very true. You don't want to miss out on that. Well, I hope we get to have a drink on Thursday.
Bill, I will be finding you, and I will happily buy you a drink.
Awesome. I'll
buy Geoff a drink because I know he doesn't drink.
Cheap, easy.
Let's see here. So I think we have is it one more? Yes, we have one more from Josh again. This is 9x12 or 6x9. Sorry, I have it listed as 9x12. Kicking myself again for that. $40 on this one. And again, you're not leaving any space on the page, Josh. But nothing wrong with this one. This is great.
Just in time for the new movie too.
Indeed, it is. Now, presuming you've not done a lot of Ninja Turtles in the past, Josh. I mean, is this something that you enjoy doing?
This is literally the first time I've ever drawn.
Really?
And I drew this right after watching the trailer. I was kind of inspired. I really like the new look. How they're more sort of children. Yeah, and I just drew this on kind of on the fly.
Is Seth Rogen producing the new movie? Because he's killing it in the animation department.
Yeah, he's a pretty brilliant producer these days.
No, I agree. I love pretty much everything he's been doing of late. But thank you, Asian OTP Atlanta, for picking this one up. Lot 10. 6x9 though. Remember that. And Southern Comic Geek. Sorry, you just missed that one. Asian OTP. Let us know if you need this shipped or if you're going to Heroes. I know they are a new collector in the hobby too. Just started watching our shows and they've picked up a few pieces here or there. So I appreciate seeing them in the chat tonight. Maybe before we go on to the next one, I'm curious how far Eryk's gotten on this piece. So I'm going to swing to full screen here.
I'm feeling very diffident right now about the wings, but it will be solved.
It looks fantastic, man. Now, this is what would normally be one of the 9x12s, kind of the amount of detail in it, a little bit of background.
This is 11x17. This would be more akin to a cover style commission. This one, I just sketched it all out on the board ahead of time, and usually for a cover, I do a lot of prelim drawings. But this would be a higher price point for something of this size than what we're offering today. This is something to kind of show for the certainly if someone's interested, they're welcome. They'd have to talk to Geoff and Bobby about the price, but yeah, for an 11x17 cover style with backgrounds and characters and things, I think we usually ask for 800 or 1,000. I don't remember.
I think we were at 8.
8, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I think the last time we offered those, we did a private signing for your Something is Killing the Children variant.
Yeah, that's true.
So there was a lot of Something Killing the Children pieces going around. Those turned out really nice too. I'll just see if I can dig those up.
Yeah, I had a really good time with those. I am working on a few paintings right now, but I'm doing a Something is Killing the Children piece for the auction at Heroes Con on Saturday night. So I'm not going to be showing that prior to the show. It probably won't be posted online, but it's going to be a gouache, ink and gouache mixed media. It's a larger format. I think it's like 19x24, but that's in progress right now. So
awesome. I can't wait to see it. And I have to correct my mistake because clearly I didn't drink enough coffee before tonight's show, but Asian OTP claimed lot 10 and Southern Comic Geek claimed lot 11. Southern Comic Geek has said that he needs it shipped, and we just need to know, let's see. The Asian OTP wants to know if he can do a local pickup from Josh, but is the art already in your hands, Geoff? Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. So it'll need to be shipped.
Well, I could pick it up from him at Heroes and then bring it home.
I'll let you guys work that out if that's
that's up to Josh. We'll let him make the decision on that one.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, I am. I'm not multitasking tonight, everybody. I'm just off my game. You give me one day off a week, and then look what happens to me on a Monday
You're
night.
crushing it, Bill. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I need to be reading the chat a little bit more attentively, though. All right, so I think that one was the last one by Josh, right? Lot 11 was. So now we have 4 other pieces, and let's go ahead and take a look at lot number 12 here. So it's by Nathan Burr, and this is a Batman Batgirl piece on 9x12. This one's priced at $150, and yeah, Nathan does really good work.
Yeah, I'm if you follow him on Instagram, he's posting his most recent round of commissions, and they are gorgeous. I actually got 2 of mine personally done from Nathan, and I am like jaw dropping. I'm like pinging him every day, like, can you please just mail mine already? Like, I want them.
Well, Lee's claim did come in before Jay Morgan's claim on that one, so Lee is definitely working on a bundle here. This is
Lee is on a roll tonight.
4th pickup tonight. Congrats, Lee. And sorry, Jay Morgan, on that one, but it's a fantastic piece. I mean, I can see. Does Nathan actually ever take commission requests, or is that something
he does? I think he has 2 more pieces left on his list, and then he'll probably be looking to open it up. But the crazy thing about this was a unclaimed commission. The person put in the request and then decided to not follow through on it. And Nathan already finished it before the person. Before the communication was made to Nathan, so Lee got a heck of a steal, in my opinion, on this one.
Well, that's too bad. That sucks when people back out on stuff. But hey, their loss is Lee's gain tonight. So congrats, Lee, on that one. Hey, Alberto just said the same thing. We're on the same wavelength tonight, Alberto. All right, so let's go switch over to lot 13 here. And what do we got for this? This is one of Scott's pieces. So it's Mr. Freeze on 9x12. And this one is priced, is it 9x12? I mean, it's priced $40. So it's now I'm thinking every low price piece is a different size.
Yeah. No, this one's smaller. This one is, look at you. I think it's 3x5. Let me double check. I got it right here in the folder.
Really? I thought this was didn't he do all these 9x12? I totally whiffed on this one. That's my fault, guys. Sorry about that.
5x7.
This is part of his Inktober pieces, right? His Battober pieces that went unclaimed.
Yes. He did one a day, which was quite a few. It was quite a stock, and we had very few that weren't claimed. This is one of them. It was Freeze, Nightwing, and I think that was the only 2 that I got unclaimed. Yeah, I think those are the only 2 I have.
Oh, I should show you on camera, not let's see, switch over to here so people can see it. Let me go full screen for you. Wow. So this one was 5x7 though, not
5x7.
Not what I had it listed at again. At
yeah,
9x12.
That's again. I apologize to Bill and everyone here. I'm telling you that meeting was really important today. Sticking with my story.
No problem. Well, thank you, Jay Morgan, for picking that one up. We all appreciate it. Let's see here.
Mike D, we were actually floating a because of the success that Scott had with these pieces. We told him, like, hey, if you want to do it again, you should do Legion or Legion Superheroes, because that's what you're doing for your next book. But unfortunately, he was too busy, and he's like, I don't want to commit to this because I don't want to have people be upset that I can't finish pieces in time. Yeah. So maybe next year.
That's responsible.
All right. And hey, Jason Harris is picking up a second piece as well. Thank you, Jason. He's picking up lot number 5. That was a Spider-Man piece. And I know Jason has already said he has the need to ship. So there we go. Thank you, Jason, for that one. Yeah, all right. Let's see. We've got 2 more pieces to look at here. And let me highlight that one right now. 14 is another one from Scott. Now, again, what's the size on this one? Because I'm guessing
probably the same, 5x7.
5x7. All right, so 5x7 on this one at $40 as well. Yeah, Scott does really good work. And this is,
I love Scott's stuff. I thought these Inktober pieces were fantastic. He did what was it? Like a Batman and Robin like leaping with Batman in the background and like hiding Robin in his cape. He really went all out on these.
Yeah, that's very, very nice.
Hey, Winter Pal. Okay. Oh, okay. She meant 14. I'm going to give it to you, Winter, because I know that I thought that's what you meant, but when you typed 11, but so you did get your claim in ahead of Jay Morgan. Understood on that one. So appreciate that. Sorry, Jay Morgan, for not for coming in second. I was just going to address that, but thank you, Winter Powell. Winter, please let us know if you need to have it shipped or if you were going to Heroes. Down. Winter was we did a giveaway with the mystery sketch this year to one buyer got a Dan Brereton 9x12, nice. And Winter was the winner of that.
I recall Winter picked up a few pieces from me last year, which was really awesome. So thank you, Winter.
I was about to say, I believe she got a lot of Eryk's pieces from the first show we did.
Yeah, I think she got the Daemon Targaryen, and I believe it was a Hulk or She-Hulk or something. I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly, but
yeah, that was a nice one. Jay Morgan, I saw that you needed it shipped as well. I made a note of that, and Winter needs them shipped as well. And Jason Harris is asking Josh to sign both pieces, if possible, before they get shipped to him. Is that good? I like my stuff signed too. I probably would ask you to sign as well, even though that would be a sign of it not being an original.
I just don't think about it at the time. You know, I'm done with the art, and it's like, okay, it's done. Next thing.
Right. I get it. I do get it, man. But you know, I don't know. There's something about seeing stuff signed. You know, because I tend to always ask that when I see it. You know, about whether did you scan it before you signed it, and is it going to be shipped with it being signed? And
you know, collectors look at signatures too over time, and especially if they're thinking about 10, 20, 30 years from now for a piece, you know, if you have a piece with no signature on it, that makes it hard sometimes for people to look at outside of the original collector and determine its provenance. So having a good signature for you is really important to like how that communicates over years. So especially for original art, I think doing a signature on your piece, whether you sign it as part of the original process or just sign it before you ship it off. You know, I remember buying a Raphael Albuquerque page some years ago, and he hadn't signed the page, but he signed it when it came over to me, you know. So I can understand that.
And Lee, to your point, Nathan did sign that one. So that one is signed by Nathan. He signed it on the side there. But for the Josh piece, if you want, I can bring it to Heroes and have him sign it, like maybe down here in the smoke right here. I can have Josh sign it if you want. So happy to bring it with me.
There you go. Just let us know, Lee. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, there's signatures in art. It's always like like Jack Kirby sold a piece when it had his signature on it, right? There's certain people people look at signatures in different ways, and it's important. Like I bought a piece that was penciled by Ramita Jr. and inked by Bob McLeod, and neither had signed it. So it was a published piece, but you think that and it was 30 years old. You think that somebody would have taken that page to them at some point, or one of them would have signed it when it was sold, but nobody had signed it. So I took it to Bob at MegaCon and had him sign it there, and hopefully I'll run into Ramita Jr. one day and get him to sign it too.
He'll be at Heroes. Heroes.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Well, then maybe I'll be bringing that piece with me.
You should.
I got 2 Ramita pieces last year, but they're only pencils. I need to get someone to ink them, and I'm like, I kind of want to keep the pencils the same, but I don't have a good scanner.
Right.
So I have quite the predicament on my hands.
All right. And Lee did say that that'd be great if you could get Josh to sign it. So there you
No problem.
No problem.
All right, so we got one more piece to look at, and then we can kind of recap any of the pieces that did not sell tonight. So it's another piece by Chris. So it's like, did I bookend with Chris? I guess I did, didn't I? So lot 15 is by Chris, Spider-Gwen, 9x12, I believe, and it is.
Yes, this is a 9x12.
We got it. Yeah, all right. 125 on this one, edge to edge. You know, obviously, just a fantastic image and great value on this piece. I mean. Yeah, it's awesome. It's just awesome.
Jason, I think he jumped on this one.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Congrats to Jason on that one. We all appreciate that.
I'm sorry, Bill. Did I send you the second one or the third piece, I should say, from Chris?
I don't think
There's
you
one
did.
more from Chris.
In the zip file, there were only these two.
It's because it came in earlier today. There's one more piece, and I'm gonna say right now that if someone doesn't claim it, Geoff has already called dibs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So who's got it in hand? I guess is the question. Jeff, do you have it?
I have
it hasn't reached me yet. He just
filed
finished them yesterday, I think.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just shot you.
You got an email it to me?
Yep,
Okay.
I shot over you an email. Yeah, we this was the reason for this. All the Spider-Man was we were thinking about doing one of the con season fundraising for our guys. One of the themes being Spider-Man in honor of the movie. So these lots of Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. Here, give me a minute. I'm going to move it over to this other computer. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, you know what? Same price as Spider-Gwen too, or Ghost Spider, whatever.
All right, let me.
Yeah, I love Chris's stuff. I think his new book looks fantastic as well. The name is unfortunately escaping me at the moment.
The Fear in the Dusk.
Yes. His like perfect artist for that book.
I love it.
All right. Almost got it here.
Yeah, sorry about that, Bill.
No, not a problem at all. I mean, it's gorgeous. So let's see.
Oh, The Hunger in the Dusk. That's what it is.
Yes, The Hunger in the Dust. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost buy this one and not show it to anybody. So just I'm going to show it. It's 9x12 and it's priced at $125. Is that?
Yeah, we'll do the same as the Spider-Gwen.
All right, so I'll stop there.
I mean, hold on. Someone already put in a claim on 16.
We haven't even shown it yet, everybody.
I know. So I don't know how you want to honor that.
See, Mac, we gotta give everybody a fair chance. You can't claim it before we have shown it. We never allow that. You can't, but it is very good. So I know there's going to be a lot of people that want it, but you have to wait till it goes on screen. So the only fair thing to do for everybody, because you never know. This might be, what was it? What did Kevin?
Could be a picture of me.
Kevin Nolan said, he's been asked to draw like Galactus on a cow. It could be that. You don't want that. You're not going to spend $125 on that. But all right, well, let me. I'm finished off sharing my screen here, so I can get the image up here for everybody to take a look at it. And again, it's 9x12, and it's going to be priced at $125. And there you have it. Look at that. I mean, that's awesome, man. I mean, you got an ink wash in it, and it's the line.
I think
work
he's also
gorgeous.
said he was going to add a little bit more like white spot trails behind Spidey as well.
So bing, 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 bing. And it looks like Jason did get his claim in first, ahead of Alberto and Winter and a YouTube user and Marcus. Creative Keep, ML. Yes. Mike D wishes he could get a Galactus on a cow.
I mean, look, I'm sure Eryk or Josh would happily draw Galactus on a cow for you.
So there you go.
Scale, like
highlight Jason's claim
claim
on that one. And
little cow.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
so you would have taken that one, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, so I did line up at a time with Chris. If anyone claimed it, did he redo me another piece? So I said, that's fine. Take your time. I said, it's before you ship the batch to me, just, do one that's Miles. And I told him if you want a bit more time, he could do backgrounds, but up to him, whatever he has time for.
Well, he could draw these all day, and I think he wouldn't have a problem, finding a new home for them. I mean, it's wonderful. And again, what a great value at a 9x12. That's fantastic.
Chris really, Chris is fantastic to work with, and it seems like whenever he'll send us an email to touch base, and it's like I want to read the email, but at the same time I want to see what's at the bottom of the email with the art. So it's a hard time being like, Chris,
I'll read his letter in a minute.
Yeah, Chris, I know what you're saying is important, but I really want to see what you're sending us.
I don't blame you. I mean, I would probably do the same thing. But yeah, no, this is fantastic. Do let him know that a lot of people really, really like this image a lot. So fantastic. All right.
Yeah, I think Chris was talking about opening a list around New York, which you'll probably see quite a few of these pieces. I don't know. He hasn't told us how many spots yet, but he said around New York if people are interested.
Yeah, Marcus says, can you draw it more for the chat? It doesn't quite work that way, Marcus. You know that. You've been around here long enough. Wow. Well, congrats to Jason Harris. I mean, what you got 4, and did Lee? Yeah, Lee got 4. So we got a lot of repeat buyers here. So we don't have a lot to recap, but I can go ahead and just show the few that we did not sell tonight. Yeah. So let me scroll back around here, and let's see. It was lot 2 was the first one. That was the Batman by Eryk. This one's priced at $200, and it's on 9x12. Awesome backgrounds on there.
I'm gonna claim that. No one buys it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, it's just, I love Batman on it. I'm just so drawn to the architecture in it too. It's just so well.
That graffiti too. I instantly look at it, and then it pulls you to the left with Batman. It's so well done.
Got a lot of graffiti in my day-to-day life here in Portland, and I think it's kind of setting a bit of a grip in me. Even though that's not kind of a particular style of art that I've followed seriously in my career or done work in, I find it, especially the liveliness and instantaneous kind of move of that hand to be really interesting, because it's so quick by nature, and comics is a pretty quick medium too, right? But it's really kind of cool to walk around town here and see all the different styles of art that are on the walls. So certainly comes through when I'm drawing.
Well, yeah, I mean, graffiti is very gestural, and you get that a lot. I mean, in your work here, I feel like. So, no, very, very cool. So this one's available, priced at $200, lot number 2. We have lot number 4, the one with a lot of gore on it. This is the one that knocked Eryk out of the stream. Yes, it's 6x9, priced at $80. And, and I should remind everybody, I know we get a lot of people that watch the shows after we're done, because you can't watch live. There's several people in Europe that I hear from all the time that watch it over breakfast, the stuff that we do on the channel. So if anybody sees something that you don't think was claimed tonight, we'll put Geoff. I mean, what email do we want to use as the de facto email?
Easiest, the easiest one would be gmasorders@gmail.com, and that stands for Geoff M Art Sales orders@gmail.com. And or you can contact us through the website, geoffmart.com. Either one works.
I don't think we're going to build. I think we got another claim, and I don't think we're going to have anything left for the European guys.
That's very true. So I'm going to highlight it. You said I want to make sure I got that right, though. GMAS orders.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect. So I'm highlighting that for everybody. And yes, we got Winter Powell picking that one up. Thank you, Winter. Second one of the night. We appreciate that very much. Okay. And we'll keep this thing rolling then. Let me remove the banner from there. There we go. Next up, what was it? Lot 7. So let's see. We'll go over to that. That was the Venom piece by Josh on 9x12, priced at $80. Yeah. No, it's a great image too. You don't want to run into Venom when he's not in a good mood.
Yeah.
All right. So, people are signing up for your newsletter. Thank you, Jason. That's good. Yeah. If you haven't signed up for their newsletter, please do. You guys only send a few out every month. I feel like I don't feel like it's an every week or multi-week kind of thing. Like over in Calf.
You're not gonna get inbox spammed, that's for sure. You're gonna get a good serious update when it's time.
I was gonna say, I was in sales for a long time, and one thing I learned was you don't want to be sending unnecessary things or unnecessary information, or you just become white noise. We understand there's a lot of fantastic artists and reps out there, so we feel that we're only really going to try and email you guys stuff when we feel like we have something that needs to be heard.
Awesome. Well, you're right. We only have that one piece left, the Batman piece, because everything else has sold this evening. So, with that in mind, everybody should be thinking about commissions now. So if you haven't already, I mean, obviously, if you're going to Heroes, real easy. You can go to the booth. I didn't write it down. Was it 213? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, the guys are 213, 214, 215, and we'll be right behind them at 224.
224 is the main one. Got it. Yeah, I like how Heroes does that for reps. They kind of are pretty smart about the way they structure their booth layout, without question.
Yeah, we'll be on an end cap out in one of the aisles, so we shouldn't be too hard to miss. And then if you find us, it should be pretty easy to get to Geoff.
We're right behind him.
Here, let me get it back on the screen. I know that's my bad. There we go. Get it nice and big.
There we go.
Anybody that claimed anything tonight, we want you to email gmasorders@gmail.com. And also, if you have any commission inquiries that you want to make, you can do it that way too. Or, better yet, if you go straight to the website and make your you can do a commission request right through their form. So it's very simple, slick. I can put the email or the URL back in the chat here. Get over to the commissions page again. So that'll be easy. You guys can click on it. Most people can't share links in the chat, but I can. So there is that's the way to do it directly. So if you already know what you want, what size you want, whether you want backgrounds or no backgrounds, you can go right over there and just take care of it. And if you're going to Heroes, more than likely you'll be able to pick it up while you're there. And if you don't do that when you're at Heroes, you should be lining up commissions when you get into the place.
Yeah. And the GMAS orders at gmail.com. When you email, just say which piece, and then we'll send you payment instructions. If you want to ship, then just put your address in there, phone number if you're international, and we can get that shipped out. Or if you're doing Heroes pickup, and I'll make sure it's in the folio to bring with us for pickup. The only ones I might not have, I won't have by Heroes, is I won't have the Chris Wildgoose pieces because he just finished those and he's in the UK, so I probably won't get those for a week and a half or so. So I would say those ones I'll have to ship out later. But pretty much everything else is either going to be in the guys' portfolios or my portfolio for Heroes delivery if you want it. Mm-hmm. So
awesome. So I saw Mike D said, "Can we get the fellows to OA Expo in January?" Well, we haven't really talked about that yet, Mike. But you never know. We're still in the early stages of that. But Sean and Geoff, I know you're going to be there, so that's it's going to be a good time. We're doing okay. We're almost at 100 ticket sales. We're right at 100 ticket sales. So nice. Very, very positive for the first less than 2 weeks of kind of promoting it and everything, but getting a lot more inquiries. It is going to be a great time. I can promise you that. Kazra and I, who are partnering on pulling this whole thing together, we were at the venue on Friday mapping it out. So now we fully understand that how many tables we can have, how many 10 by 10 booth spaces we can have, and we've got a good floor plan worked out for that space. It's gonna be really nice, I think. So, and that's the show that is in January, last weekend in January, 26th through the 28th. So, any last words, gentlemen, before we sign off and you guys get ready to go to Heroes? I mean, any other things that you want to talk about before the show that you'd like to make people aware of? Are you doing any special art drops at Heroes?
No special art drops at Heroes, but I guess we'll do one announcement that will give Bill's getting an exclusive scoop on this channel. We are actually going to be partnering with Nathan Gooden and be running his commission lists exclusively through our site.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, the cover artist from Vault. So we're very excited to be working with him, and maybe once we get everything up and running, we'll see if we can give Bill the.
Well, he also
first
drew
share.
Barbaric for them, right?
Barbaric, the interior.
Yeah.
Killing
Yeah,
it.
the no vault art for sale. He's only going to be doing commissions. But that's an exclusive scoop here. And then I guess we will probably, if anything, like I said, we're going to try and pick up on these 9x12 for $80 con season fundraisers. We will what we'd like to do is do a pre-offering. So, like, for example, we'll put on our site in the con season fundraising, like, pre-orders for this month's subjects. We usually take 3. We're not gonna. We ask for a list of characters from the subject. So, like, for example, Flash. You can say Wally West, Barry Allen, Jay Garrick. No, wait, did I mess that up? Yeah, I did. Wally West, whatever it is, and then let the artist choose. And then whatever doesn't fill, we'll put up on the site. And maybe we can do it again with Bill and see what else we can bring.
Sure. No, this was fun. I'd love to have you guys back. Yeah. Group shows are they're always interesting. So Josh, were you working on anything while we were doing this, or were you drawing it? Can you show us anything that you were working on? Because we've been watching Eryk knock that thing out.
Yeah, I was doing like little pencil-y.
Nice. Green Lantern.
Just little tiny things. I was kind of just
very cool.
doodling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My guy. Josh, I'm looking forward to hanging out and sitting next to each other this next weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Heroes is always the best.
Yeah, it's been one of my favorite shows for my whole career, frankly. I think Heroes was one of the first major Baltimore Comic Con as well, but Heroes was the first con I ever had a table at, and one of the first ones I ever went to when I was first getting into comics and comic art. So it's always fun to get back there.
I will also say I've been receiving people's emails. I will try and answer them before I go to bed. I'm up at 5:15 in the morning to get to work.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna, since Bobby has to get up so early.
So early, guys. All those big meetings that I sent Bill the wrong info during.
Hey, no problem. I have no problem. We corrected them all just fine.
Yeah.
So listen, I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat with us this evening. And of course, we're almost making this a sellout, but I have absolute confidence that Eryk's piece will sell at Heroes. So, thanks to let the guys know we appreciate every one of them for putting art together for the sale tonight. And Josh and Eryk, obviously, thank you for tuning in and for making so many pieces. I mean, that's just makes things fun, and it really gives the audience something to look forward to. So we all appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Eryk and Josh slayed these pieces.
They did. All right, everybody.
Bill, thanks for having us.
You got that email address too, gmasorders@gmail.com. If not, just for these things. If other questions you have, commissions, hit these guys up. They can answer your questions and set you up. And look them up at Heroes at booth 224 and 213 through 215. Exactly, this weekend. All right, everybody. Good night.
Thanks,
y'all.
Thanks, everybody.